Hi guys, today for Ha-Atzmaut, we decided to do something a little different. As opposed to doing your normal map of Israel or your flag of Israel, I decided we'll use something that's a staple in most of the houses and on restaurants when they're open. We're going to learn how to make a quick pita bread. Now normally you can use yeast and it will take a couple, maybe about 2 hours to make pita bread, but we're going to do a quick recipe that can let it rest for anywhere between 5 and 30 minutes. And if you say you're making a meal and you need a pita and you say, oh my God, I forgot to do it, this is quick and easy to do. So what you need is obviously a bowl. You'll need something to mix with. You'll need something to cut the dough into pieces, a rolling pin to flatten the dough. You'll need a frying pan, some vegetable cooking spray, a spatula, and then of course your ingredients are 2 cups of flour, 3/4 cups of warm water, 3 tablespoons of oil, 1 teaspoon of salt, and a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. So what you want to do first is take your dry ingredients, so that will be the flour, and pour it into a bowl. Next, you want to take your salt and pour that in. And then you want to take your baking powder and pour that in. Once you have all those ingredients in, you're going to take your spoon and you're going to mix it up. You want to make sure that all the salt and the baking powder goes all over the place and mixes in really well with the flour. Now you can use all-purpose flour, you can use half all-purpose flour and half whole wheat, or you can also use bread flour, all of it, or mix it with whole wheat, depending on the preference of the type of pita you would like. Once you have it all mixed in, then you're going to take your 3/4 cup of warm water and pour that into your flour. And then you're also going to take your 3 tablespoons of olive oil and pour that in. Once that is done, once again, you're going to take your spoon and you're going to mix the dough together. Now, at first it's really easy, and then it starts to get a little harder because of the amount of liquid to flour. So what's going to happen soon is you're going to see me get my hands in there so I can knead it a little bit. Okay? They call this the shag. So what happens is when you see the dough, it sort of has like a little shag carpet that you might have seen. I know that's a new thing, but somebody somewhere has a shag carpet that you might have seen, so it has that look. Now I'm at that stage where I need to get my hands in there, so I will get a little bit of flour on my hands, and that helps it from the dough sticking to your hands. So you go ahead and you roll it around. I take the stuff off of the spoon, put my spoon down, and then I start to mix it. Now what you want to do is mix it until it sort of shapes into a nice ball. And then after that, what we're going to do is we're going to keep it in the bowl, and then we're going to take a kitchen towel and put it over the bowl. Now, most of the time, when you're making bread, it needs to rise anywhere between 1 and 2 hours. Since this is a quick recipe, it does not take that long. And in fact, you have your preference. If you're in need of it quicker, you can use it after 5 minutes, or you can let it rest for 30 minutes, okay? So it's anywhere between 5 and 30 minutes. The dough has come together, as you see. It's moist, all right, but not too sticky, all right? And now I'm going to put it in the bowl and move off camera for a second. Take a handy dish towel, kitchen towel, and cover it, okay? And I'm going to leave it there for about 5 minutes. Okay guys, so for ours I waited about 5 minutes. I do have Rabbi helping me film this, and so as Rabbi says, cooking takes too long. So I only went with the 5-minute one, but if you would like and you have patience, 30 would do just fine. So we want to remove our towel from our bowl, and as you see, our dough is there. We're going to leave it in the bowl, move the bowl to the side, take some of our flour. We're going to spread it over our work surface. Mine is the counter. Get permission if you're going to do it directly on the counter. I don't have any of those fancy things that you could put down, so I use my counter. Next, because we are going to need the rolling pin, I'm going to take my rolling pin and I'm going to get that with flour too. Okay. And put that off to the side. Now, I'm going to take out the dough. And what you want to do here now is sort of roll it in your hands, if you like, into a log. Okay? Too much flour there. So we're going to roll it into a log. Okay? Just like sort of like when you're making challah and you're making the strands, that's sort of what we would like to do. Okay? These are going to make smaller pitas, but you can also make bigger ones if you would like. I am then going to take what I'm using to cut my dough, and you want to cut it into 16 pieces. Okay, so I always start in the middle, and then I cut that one side in the middle, and I'm going to cut the other side into the middle. So now I have 4. Next, I'm going to do the same thing as cutting that into the middle. And I'm going to have 8. And to be totally honest with you, you can cut it into 16 and then there'll be little teeny smaller ones, bite-sized sort of, where you can just do dipping and everything like that. I want mine a little bigger so I can make a smaller little sandwich, because pita, you can use it as bread for dipping. You could also use it as to make a sandwich, like with falafel is the most common one, but you can use anything. In fact, if you want to like tuna fish, you can make a tuna fish in pita sandwich. And if you like egg salad, you could do that. Okay, so we're going to put our balls off to the side. I'm going to roll it. Now you can do this with your hand and flatten it out as best as you really can, and that sort of makes interesting shapes. Or for me, I'm going to take my rolling pin and I'm going to go ahead and get it thin. You want about a 1/4 of an inch or so, 3/4 of an inch. Okay. Now, when we do our next step, we're gonna go ahead and put it in a frying pan. You can bake it in the oven. You can put it on a pizza stone in your oven. You could do it on your barbecue grill. There's a whole bunch of ways you can do that. That is up to you. You would like, as you see, this is sort of a shaping right there. You want to make sure that you have a bubble. That's the best part, being this is a 5-minute one. I don't know if I'm going to get that bubble, but if there is a bubble, you don't want to pop it. Otherwise, it will bake unevenly in the pan. Okay? All right. I'm only going to do 3 of those, I think. Maybe one more. I'll do 4. See which ones I'm gonna bake on the frying pan. As I say, you can use this with hummus, as an appetizer, to dip whatever you want, ranch dressing, who knows? Everything like that is probably going to be pretty tasty. I am going to take 3 of those over there, and I will pause and meet you by the frying pan. Okay guys, so now we're moving over to the stove area. Now this is a part for mommies and daddies to help you, okay? So what you want to do is you want to take your frying pan and your cooking spray. You're going to spray your pan. You're going to put your pan on the stove, down your cooking spray. What you do is between every pita, you have to respray your pan, okay? Then we're going to turn on, hopefully it will light. Yeah, there we go. And we're going to do it to about a medium-high marking. Okay, we're going to let the pan heat up just a little bit. Once it does that, it's getting hot there. So what happens is once it heats up, you're going to put your pita in the pan, okay? And you're going to set your timer for 2 minutes. It cooks 2 minutes on one side, and then you flip it over to the other side, okay? So for 2 minutes, what happens is you want to make sure mine's getting smoking hot. So I think I'm going to put it down a little bit to medium. You can see from the pan itself. You can see little bubbles forming around the other side. It's sort of like a pancake, okay? So with our pancakes, you know how you put it in and you wait to see if it's time to turn around. I don't know, but I'm going to check a little bit, but it is not ready yet. You want it to be a little brown on it. You may even be able to use a grill pan with this if you'd like, okay? As soon as we're done doing this, I will probably put on my exhaust because it's smoking a little bit because of the pan. The exhaust up there. But it'll make noise. Yeah, showing Rabbi how to work my stove. Rabbi can work the microwave. Stove, not so much. Okay. We got 55 seconds to go. This is the hard part, as he says, it takes too long, okay? Because in anticipation, you want to go ahead and you want to go, okay, I want to do this, but you know you can't because it's not going to work that way. I bet this would be really great out on the grill. You can grill it. That would probably taste really good with it. You can probably add also, if you want to flavor it with this, maybe you want to add a little garlic, maybe you want to add some parsley to it or something to give it a little different, maybe some spinach. Now that stuff sounds really yummy right now to go with your pita. Now, as I said, they use it mainly for sandwiches. You can go into restaurants and ask for pita with it. You usually serve pita with everything. You can have sandwiches. You can go to the food courts outside. Food carts also will have this. That's done for the one side, so I'm going to take it. I'm going to flip it over. You see it's a little brown there. I started getting a bubble, another 2 minutes or so. And you can see already you got a little bit of puffing right here. You're getting a little puffing there. Now remember, you don't want to pop the bubble. I know, like when you get pizzas and you have that big bubble in the dough, everybody likes to pop it and stuff like that, or they don't want that piece. Well, here with pita, you want that because that's what's going to open up the pita so you can stuff it with whatever you want to make your sandwich from, or with whatever you want to do with your falafel and pita if you want. But anyway, fluffy is always good. Everybody likes fluffy bread, not hard bread. But you can also see that you're starting to see where it's cooking through because this is coming drier, and then in the center it's still a little wet, and then we're starting to see where it's puffing with that. Okay. I think we're only going to do one of these. I'll have a job with this one because it's a dry pan. When we do that, it's about another minute, and that should get us in the middle where it is still a little moist there, so that means the dough hasn't cooked through. Okay, it's burning on the other side, but you can see that. Okay, be careful if you have enough. Looks like mine has started burning a little bit, but that's okay. You'll see that there. All right, we'll keep it on. I'm going to move it a little bit so it doesn't get too burnt, but you can see over here what's going on over there. It's starting to puff up a little bit even on this side, right here specifically, definitely toward the edges. Okay, I think we're gonna turn it off though because my pan's really, really hot. I'm only a couple minutes off. We are going to put it on the plate. All right, and there is your pita. Now, if you would like, you can cut it open. Well, I'm gonna break mine. And it is hot, so don't do that. So what happens is that, sorry guys, it is hot. You can see where you can split it already to make your sandwich. This is a smaller version of it. That burnt a little bit in my pan, so I'm not perfect. But you can see right there is where you would do it. Hold on, Rabbi wants to taste it. It's hot, Rabbi.
Right. Awesome.
So this is a small one that would be good for dipping. Okay? Thank you guys. Have a nice, happy Yom Ha-Atzmaut and make some pita. Bye.